second win in a row.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
He'll start the drive here with Pacheco. And he powers his way up past the 30. Are the numbers on the ground for Pacheco last week? 16 carries, 108 for the yardage and the score, too.
And the way they ran the ball in last week's game has to be satisfying to their entire staff because they're seeing not just a back gain big yardage, but they're seeing an offensive line really in sync.
And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. When you look at this Bronco defense, they enter play one from the bottom, number 31 in the league, Charles, against the run.
And this game for them is all about the line of scrimmage. Winning that battle, using their leverage, being the low man with power to take the offensive linemen and run them back into their own backfield and try and create some lost yardage plays.
And a gain there of 11 yards. Back to throw. Here's Richardson. He'll buy some time right. That's complete. It's Travis Kelce. Second down and 4. Headed straight. It's Pacheco. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
They are such a talented team at defending the perimeter and taking away throws to the outside. Great confidence, great skill.
2nd and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to give them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
On 3rd down, here's Richardson. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quay Walker, and the Broncos are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. Well, CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 1 yard is the loss. They back up even further to a 3rd and 15. Now Jones. And this is going to be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to get them the football, but you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football and now zapped right back in the other direction. And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And out will come the offense as they take over. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, You know what the thought process is? Interception. One interception. It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
He's brought down at the 42-yard line. A gain of 15. Harris, San Diego, first down.
On first down, they go back to Pacheco. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Set for the second quarter, San Diego in possession of the football, as they've got it with a 2nd and 13 forthcoming. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Richardson. He'll check this one down to Pacheco. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. They'll try for the first with Pacheco. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. 25 yards that time. They run it with Pacheco from the gun. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Meanwhile, Richardson's throw caught by his receiver, Hill. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. 3rd and 7 now. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Richardson shotgun on 3rd down. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Anthony Richardson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Huskies post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Aubrey good with a PAT. And that makes the score 7-0.
Broncos nothing.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Throwing, Jones. He finds his target, Allen. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That one good for 26 and a first down. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth. He's miles away and smiling. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
Let's just call it as we just saw it right there. A breakdown defensively. Seems like no one went with the tight end, and no one really did. Had all sorts of space in the middle of the field. Yeah, everyone else was covered, but he was not. Big play results.
Jones slow here, take it in as he's able to find Goddard. And down inside the 15 he goes. Another connection between the two. This one good for 12 and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Screen pass to Connor. Touchdown! James Conner, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half. Riley Patterson now for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Back out comes this offense now late in this first half. And they've got a little under 40 seconds to go if they want to try to put something together here. Hill going to go in motion right.
Panther 11, Mustang 19. 19 Lions.
On first down, Richardson. He's airing it out for Williams. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
Richardson on 2nd and 10. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, the approach is dropping a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
From the shotgun, Richardson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Again, it's Richardson. And the Broncos get there and take him down. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. A final shot before the half, Richardson. He's airing it out for Williams. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As a no break needed, let's get back to it. Week 3, here we go with quarter 3. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece. 7-7 our score. And the half will begin with a touchback. And the Broncos offense set to begin this 3rd quarter. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the giver. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Back to throw. Jones. This will be taken in by Michael Pittman. There he goes, right side. And all the way home for the Broncos score. Michael Pittman, 64 yards. And the Broncos come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
First down, San Diego.
Check, Bobcats, check, Bobcats. 70 Timberwolves. Bring it.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line.
Hurry, hurry.
They're going to hurry back to the line now.
Alert.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up second.
A run by Pacheco on 2nd down. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. 75 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. Defensively, they were in the 3-4, and that O-line just dominated the D-line there.
Let's go with a verbal telestrator here because that D-line has a nose over the center and it has a 2 defensive ends over the offensive tackles. That means the guards don't have anyone over the top of them. That creates a natural bubble inside where they sprint upfield, take on the inside linebackers. If the back hits it fast enough, there shouldn't be space to run.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. They'll run here with Raheem Mostert. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion and a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
And Richardson back to throw it. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Pacheco gets it up the gut. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 now. Third quarter action in Denver. Now Richardson. A quick slant to Hill. Touchdown! Tyreek Hill. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Huskies are an extra point away from evening this one up. Now the extra point up and good by Aubrey. And we are tied at 14. So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Broncos about set to go on offense. And these two teams have traded touchdowns so far with their first possessions here in the third quarter, so we're right back to where we started at intermission.
Yeah, how about that? Tied at the half, tied after the first 2 drives of the third quarter, 1 for each. That tells me that someone's defense has got to step up and make a big play and try to change the momentum of this game.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Back to Robinson now on 1st down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 37-yard line.
Looking to throw. Jones. He's got Allen. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. Welcome back now to Denver. All even as we get ready to start the fourth. Here is 3rd and 5. On the draw, Robinson. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there. 4th and 3.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter. Here's Pacheco to begin the drive. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now it's Richardson. That pass caught. It's Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 1st and 10. Richardson looks to throw it. Short throw hauled in by Kelsey. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd down. Handoff now for Pacheco. Ooh, the juke. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. Again, it's Pacheco. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Richardson looking to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Well, no one wants to see that drop, but I'll guarantee it's not going to stop his quarterback from going back to him anytime he has open space.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. So a big one coming here for Brandon Aubrey. This to break our 4th quarter tie. And his kick is right there. It's good, and they take a 17-14 lead. So he waited on the sideline for his first chance in the ball game, and it didn't come until the 4th quarter, but he connects there. A big one to give him the lead.
Boy, you talk about coming in cold. I don't care how many times you kick it into a net. You're not really ready when you go out there and all that beef is coming at you trying to block the kick. Big spot, and he delivers.
So the Broncos now down 17-14, a little under 2.5 to go. Plenty of time here. They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning as they've got it 1st and 10. Jones now throwing to start the drive. That is caught. It's the tight end got it. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Well, this is where an offense needs to show what it's made of. And in fact, where a quarterback needs to show what he's made of. Trying to engineer a 4th quarter comeback, and he hits a big one right there.
So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Meanwhile, Jones' throw there complete to Allen. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Now 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
To throw is Jones. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the 2nd quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. That was Will Anderson getting home and finishing the play.
Partner, you absolutely cannot take a sack in that situation. Now, it's also 4th down.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. Got to avoid the flags defensively. Here's 4th and long.
21.
Desperation time now. Here's Jones. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked up by Caden Stearns. When you talk about making winning plays, that is a winning play at this stage of the game. To come up with that interception, huge.
I like how you identified that because most people think winning plays are the offense trying to get it done. In this case, nursing a lead, they found a way to make a play on that side of the ball and maybe finish things off.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Here's Richardson. He's got his target. That's complete. Travis Kelce. Touchdown. Travis Kelce, 65 yards. And the Huskies use the big play to extend their fourth quarter lead. Aubrey now for the point after. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it culminates in a Travis Kelce touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. So now the story changes. Trailing in this one now. And time, a huge factor. They'll need a score here and also likely an onside kick recovery. But first things first. 1st and 10. Finding Pittman. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
It's a gain of 21 yards.
Jones. Open man is Noah Brown. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And he takes this one into the end zone. And all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Patterson now for the extra point. It's up and good, and this now becomes a 24-21 ball game. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Get it.
Down to a knee goes Richardson, and that should finish off this victory. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors, and it's never easy to come into Denver to win. You think all you have to deal with the altitude, but they got the job done.
Well, there's a reason Olympic athletes train nearby. All right, they've got a terrific training center in Colorado Springs. You train at the altitude, the lungs expand, you go down to the regular. Oh, my goodness, they can go all day. And, in fact, a lot of visiting teams, when you visit Denver, you know what's printed in your locker room? Welcome to the Mile High City. The air is rare. They get in your head that way.
So for our visitors, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time. This is the NFL on EA Sports, and football has returned to America's finest city, San Diego, California. Tonight we finish off Week 4 with a good Monday night matchup, as it'll be the Miami Dolphins taking on the Huskies of San Diego. A couple of 2-1 teams set to square off, and we're underway here in NFL Week 4. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. They'll start on the ground here on first down. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. Here's Pacheco once again. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down. You talk about this Miami defense. Coming into this one ranked number 19 in the NFL against the pass.
When they lack in pass defense, they do make up for in run defense. They're a top 10 unit against some people trying to move the ball on the ground. But this is a passing league, so there's a conundrum for them. How do they get better defending the pass?
That is caught, and they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First and 10. Here's Richardson with it. And that'll be incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. In motion, Hill. Throwing again, it's Richardson on second down. Trying to fight his tight end, Kelsey, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense. This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12. Hurts. They'll get this out to Barkley complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. First and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. Throwing is Hurts. Throw right side going to be caught by Waller. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. Nice gain of 8 that time, but it's second and goal.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Barkley. And Barkley did not get there. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what, right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. And I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
They'll run for it with Barkley. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. They stop him up short on 4th and goal from the 1. And the ball will go over on the goal line stand. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Remember last time out they threw the interception on their first drive. Good news, their defense backed him up, so it's still 0-0 here. Taking it right down Broadway. And they work this out past the 25. Right back to him on 1st down. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Kalijah Cansey in on the stop. But you look at this defense. Currently number 1 in the NFL against the run.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game because against the run, they've been pretty darn good. Now you've got to figure out a way to slow down those receivers before they get downfield and maybe make a few more plays on the ball when it's in the air.
Richardson's throw here complete to Kelsey. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Richardson. That's caught by Chosen. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
That's good. 4A.
On the handoff, it's Pacheco. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. No score after 1 on EA Sports. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 43. Richardson looking to throw this. It's Kelsey on the ground. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And they'll run with Pacheco. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. This 2nd and 4. Now Richardson back to throw it. Complete. The tight end Kelsey. Touchdown. Travis Kelsey. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Huskies drive the entire length of the field, 99 yards for the score. Aubrey good with a PAT. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. The no run back here. Fair catch, and this will come out to the 25. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Hurts to throw. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. He's on his way. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
Pacheco gets it again on second down. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. And give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be third and about the length of the football. They'll send one of those 2 tight ends in motion. On third down, it's Pacheco. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. Pacheco is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line. Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Here's Pacheco. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Huskies have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Now the extra point up and good by Aubrey. And that'll make the score 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fair catch going to be taken, and this will be moved out to the 25. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now 2nd and 5. Hurts sets up to throw it. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Hurts will turn and signal for a timeout as he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Rager, the man in motion. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. He'll get this complete to Jalen Rager. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. On first down, Hurts. Trying to find Barkley on the out route, and he's got him. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's a 2nd and 5. Again, he'll drop to throw. Got a man, that's Lazard. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. They get 17 down to the 17, and it's a first down. They'll look to throw again. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. 2nd and 5. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. 5 yards remain on second down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And the Dolphins are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. Back to throw again. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
A final shot before the half. Richardson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And he's got this down to the 35. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. A 2-touchdown game, 14-0 the score as we get rolling again here in this second half. And the fair catch signaled for and taken, so they'll begin this third quarter from their 25-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
Rager, the man in motion. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he's going to be up around the 45-yard line. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
A lot of times the key is just get him the ball and let him do his thing, and they got it out to him on the left side, and he did exactly that. Excellent run after the catch.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. That'll be caught. It's Rager. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That's thrown quickly out wide to Lazard. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Second down, here's Jalen Hurts. And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers.
And that has to be a little bit discouraging because after all their halftime talk, adjustments and points of emphasis, their first drive ends with an interception. Absolutely aggravating if you're a head coach because you spent all that time, gone through every situation possible, and it still ends in a turnover.
Richardson to the air on first down. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. And now they're in the hurry-up. On first down, Richardson. Escaping the pressure right. Richardson hit it, he fumbles it. And this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well. The fumble on first down now. Here's second down. Now it's Richardson. He's got it to Williams. And all the way in for the touchdown. Jamison Williams, 35 yards. And the Huskies have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Aubrey good with a PAT. And that makes the score 21-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll elect not to run with it. The fair catch will move this out to the 25-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Throwing is Hurts. It's Barkley once again bringing in the catch. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Not only did we just see back-to-back nice gains, but we're also seeing the confidence rise, not just for the guy who caught it, but the guy throwing it as well.
And these back-to-back catches here out of the backfield, that can set something up downfield in a later sequence, right?
A lot of the time, it starts to draw the defense closer to the line of scrimmage. So to your point, show this swing pass, show this check down. Maybe later on, you heave one deep when you catch them close to the spot.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Hurts. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4. Back to throw now on 1st down. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Now back to throw. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Here's Hurts to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. A field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And as a result, possession switches hands. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
Meanwhile, Richardson's throw caught by his receiver, Hill. And they'll be stopped right at the 30. On a play that started back at the 15, they pick up 15. 1st and 10. Here's Richardson with it. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach. And maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up. But he certainly will have some explaining to do.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
1st and 10, it's Richardson. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Jonathan Abram picks it, and he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 39-yard line.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. They keep it with Barkley on 1st down. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Tackle there by Michael Pierce. Here's 2nd and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. Big strides, look at him go. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose. And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Dolphins are finally on the board here in the 4th quarter. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the fourth quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here, 2nd and 11. That one looks like he'll throw here. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. On 3rd down, here's Richardson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 1st and 10, Richardson looks to throw it. That pass caught, it's Williams. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Richardson. And it's caught. Touchdown. Jamison Williams. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Huskies have put this one to bed here in the 4th quarter. Now the extra point up and good by Aubrey. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll elect not to run with it. And a fair catch on the kickoff will move the ball to the 25. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Caleb Farley. All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. Now, I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. If we'd made one more play, could have had our shutout.
Now a nice play defensively on 1st down as this is knocked away and incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Richardson looking to throw. He'll check this one down to Pacheco. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A big play that time on the catch and run. And it's going to yield a new set of downs. Now Richardson back to throw it. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end. But now this game is over. So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the 1 touchdown. And that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no consistency, and they just took control.
So for the home team here, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.